Hi, I'm Khushi, and this is Flipping Founders. Entrepreneurs, artists, and intellectuals spend at least 12 hours daily, 6 days a week, working on their craft, and this doesn't stop. After 6 months, it's years and years of hard work, strategic decisions, and creative thinking that goes into the fancy clothes we see at the stores, the music we cannot stop listening to, and the folks' issues we look forward to all year round. We see the results, but don't know much about their journeys, personal life, challenges, and where they were when they started out. Was it legacy or humble beginnings? I am going to be interviewing entrepreneurs, artists, intellectuals to not only bring out their story to inspire people, but also help those who don't know where to start, what resources to use, how to get funding, raise awareness, and so much more. Tips, advice, resources, and inspiration, not by showing you the view from the mountaintop, but by showing the climb. I think a lot of people talk about what it's like to make it, but not what it took. Sometimes it takes generations to build an empire. Now, my personal story. My grandfather was born into a family with a single working member who worked in a Coca Cola factory and waged to support 7 kids. Undoubtedly, his childhood was rough. But at that young age, he decided on the kind of life he wanted to live in the future and never looked back at his old life that was given to him by his dad. He later went on to build $1 million business, temples, and a community based on lifting each other up. Fast forward, my dad left home when he was 18 to start his own construction equipment business, Bellstone High Tech International. And before he was 21, he had offices all over India and Nepal. He met my mom, got married, and together they expanded the company, working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week since I was born. Now, I closely saw the perseverance, commitment, and this hope for a better future, for financial security, which some people also refer to it as freedom. My parents' story is just one of the stories I was lucky to be a part of and see the ups and downs so closely. Recently, I've had the opportunity to meet some amazing people who are making their mark on the world one step at a time. And I always wonder what if everyone could hear their journey, get advice, and access to the resources that help them overcome challenges when they were starting out or just when they felt stuck? What if that video interview could be your sign to really go after what you truly love? Whether it's quitting the job you hate and starting your own fashion brand, dropping out of school to work full time on your startup idea, or even starting a nonprofit to give back to your community and the causes you believe in. You can capitalize absolutely anything. This is the 21st century. It's scary to start, but sometimes not starting something you care about and want to do at the end of the day means you're going to be stuck wherever you are forever. And that is hell. It's important to take control of your life now so that you can create the future you saw yourself living as a little kid. A little about me. Listening to my voice, staying true to my values and the future I promised to myself when I felt helpless as a kid, when I wasn't given an opportunity because of the way I looked, my perspective, and for being brave enough to follow my dreams was hard. And I failed, not once, but multiple times, publicly and privately. Still, when I went to bed after a long day, I didn't carry those failures with me as a burden on my shoulders, pulling me down, but thought of them as a step towards becoming who I wanted to be and fulfilling my purpose in life. What I learned from that was when you start listening to your voice, you decide to remove all the noise. That could be the toxic people in your life, grudges, hate in your heart, and the self pity. This podcast is me owning my voice, unleashing the fierceness I was told to keep hidden because I was a girl in an Orthodox society. This is me shedding light on the journeys of people with so much to offer to the world, and they aren't letting your or my opinion of them stopping them from doing what they truly believe in. About mindset, funding challenges, marketing strategies, and artistic visions might just be the ones that make you spiral out of control, not so you end up in a mental hospital, but where your heart truly belongs, where you'd always imagined you'd be, home. For me, home is not a place. It's a feeling of optimism, adrenaline, where nothing is impossible if you give your best and set yourself free from expectations and failures. I'm bringing to you stories, journeys, and advice from entrepreneurs, artists, and intellectuals from different sectors, whether it be fintech or politics, from different age groups, as young as 19 to 75, every Thursday. Today is also a very special day. My maternal grandfather would have turned 70 today, but he passed away in 2020 due to COVID with the other beautiful souls that are no longer with us physically, but will always have a special place in our heart. He was not a man of many words, he was a listener, a giver. He didn't say, he just did. I remember my 16th birthday was coming and everyone was busy with my cousin's wedding, which they decided to have on my birthday. Um, so I lived in India at that time, Asian culture, and a lot of them didn't think Sweet 16 was a thing. So nobody cared about me turning 16. I kept telling want to have one. I kept telling them Sweet 16 is a big deal, but they only said 18th is important. I lost all hope that the birth I was looking forward to for so long is just gonna be me attending my cousin's wedding. Not quite the definition of fun for a 16-year-old girl. Soon, my grandfather got me a diamond princess cut ring for my 16th, and I read it every day. Not because it was the last gift he gave me, not because it's super pretty, but because for someone who loves to talk, that's me, I learned an important lesson that day to listen to what other people are saying. Being kind not only through words, but also gestures. That gift showed me that somebody was listening to me and somebody cared about what I was actually saying and what I thought I needed. He was he wanted to do something to make my sweet 16 special. And that is the nicest thing anybody has done for me. I would also like to say that it's good to take our time to reach out to your grandparents to let them know that you're just thinking of them and love them, because sometimes we get so caught up in our schedules and deadlines that we forget that our grandparents are getting older and they're not going to be with us forever. So we should cherish the time left. And that would be it for today's episode. I have a very special guest for our next episode, which I am super excited about. It's video podcast, and I cannot wait to see what you all think of it. Thank you for listening. Hope you found this episode helpful. See you next Thursday.